Fine. So about the human heart, we discussed in the last class, right? The parts of the human heart, we label them and we learned about the blood vessels connected for every part in the sense that every chamber, 4 chambers are there, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. So whatever the blood vessels connected over there, we learn, right? And we are going to summarize that now. That is, can you remember the type of blood carried out, which is starting from the right ventricle of heart to transport blood to lungs. What is the type of blood? Is it oxygenated or deoxygenated blood? Tell me this. Is it oxygenated blood or deoxygenated blood? Oxygenated blood. Is that so? Deoxygenated. Oxygenated. Who are having oxygenated there? Who are having deoxygenated? How come 2 types of blood we have? Being all Homo sapiens, human beings, we should be having the same, right? What is the type of blood there? Can you remember? We learn the human heart. The human heart will be right side of the heart is connected to what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood. Left side of the heart is connecting with oxygenated blood. So in that case, what is the type of blood we have in the right side connected? Deoxygenated. You see the pulmonary artery, it starts from the right ventricle of heart. Starting from the right ventricle of heart, is transporting blood to lungs. What is the type of blood? Deoxygenated. Because right side means is deoxygenated. That's it. Right side means deoxygenated. Okay. And what about the next one? Aorta, which starts from the left ventricle. Left side means oxygenated. Left side means oxygenated. So simply you all remember left side connected blood vessels carry oxygenated. And check it out. Ventricle, left ventricle of heart transport blood to the other organs. So left ventricle, it is connecting to aorta, systemic artery. So left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to systemic artery. Systemic artery or aorta takes this blood throughout the organs. And what is the type of blood? Oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. And what's next? Pulmonary veins which start from the lungs transport blood to the left atrium. Pulmonary veins start from the lungs. From the lungs transport blood to the left atrium. So that is oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. From the lungs to the heart. From the lungs to the heart to the left atrium, it is carrying oxygenated blood. Superior inferior vena cava starting from the other organs carry deoxygenated blood towards right atrium. Okay. So from the organs, upper and the lower organs, superior inferior vena cava, they are carrying deoxygenated blood towards the heart, towards the heart. That is also deoxygenated. So shall we fill it up, please? Fill them. These 4 tables are there at the bottom of page number? Page number 5 in the blood circulatory system. Page number 5 of that blood circulatory system. 4 tables are there. Fill that page. Previous part. Are we done? Correct. So simply remember, right side is connecting with deoxygenated blood, left side is connecting with the oxygenated blood. That's okay. Right. Arteries, veins, and capillaries. So what is this artery? Artery refers to the blood vessel which is taking blood away from heart. The blood vessel which takes blood away from heart is called artery. The blood vessel which takes blood towards heart is called the vein. Okay. Arteries take blood away from heart. Veins take blood towards heart from other organs. So mostly these arteries carry, mostly they carry oxygenated blood. Oxygen containing blood away from heart rate. Only at one place is different, that is from heart to the lungs. Veins carry deoxygenated blood from other organs back to heart. That is mostly. Only at the place of heart to lungs, again it is different. How it is different? You see now, heart, right? To other organs, when you take, it is carried by artery, and this is mainly oxygenated. Oxygenated means oxygen more, carbon dioxide less, or not at all. So heart pumps blood towards all the body organs, and this is actually artery. What is the artery here? Systemic artery. Aorta is what taking the blood, oxygenated blood. And superior inferior vena cava carries the deoxygenated blood, and that is a vein. Okay. So the veins are carrying deoxygenated blood towards the heart, which contains carbon dioxide more, oxygen less. So artery comes up with oxygen, provides oxygen to organs. Oxygen is given, right? For the organs, for the cells. And in organs, cellular respiration happens. In cells, in tissues, cellular respiration happens. Cellular respiration means at the presence of oxygen, glucose in the body, right? Glucose at the presence of oxygen breaks down into carbon dioxide, water plus energy. So this carbon dioxide and water is what given out again. Carbon dioxide and water, it is what given out. So this carbon dioxide containing blood, deoxygenated blood, is what taken back again to heart. So you see, mainly artery carries oxygenated blood. Veins carry deoxygenated blood. Artery carries oxygenated blood. Vein carry deoxygenated blood mainly. But only one place it changes. What is the place? Heart to lungs we take. Blood is sent by arteries. Why? Heart to other organs should be artery. Heart to all the organs, what is the blood vessel going out should be artery. It must be artery. So, heart to lungs, it is sent by actually pulmonary artery. What is the artery here? Pulmonary artery. But what type of blood it is sending? Is it oxygenated or deoxygenated? Deoxygenated. Why? What is the blood comes here? That is the blood sent to the lungs. So this is deoxygenated blood. Carbon dioxide more, oxygenless blood. Okay, you understand that? And here, what is the vein here? There are two veins. One is superior and the other one is inferior. Vena cava. So both superior and inferior vena cava takes carbon dioxide containing blood towards the heart. Towards the heart means actually who is the person there? Right atrium. Okay, right atrium to right ventricle. Right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood to lungs. To lungs, carbon dioxide is given. And from the lungs, who is taken? Oxygen. Oxygen is taken back to heart. And this is done by whom? Pulmonary veins. And what type of blood it is? Oxygenated blood. So that oxygenated blood comes here to heart. From the heart, left atrium to left ventricle pumps to the Systemic artery. What is the artery here? Systemic artery. It is systemic. Okay. Artery or else aorta is correct. So this is how the circulation happens. So you see, one place it is changing. What is the change here? Artery should carry oxygenated blood. Okay. Artery must carry oxygenated blood. But here the artery carries deoxygenated blood. Heart to lung artery carries deoxygenated blood. Veins must carry deoxygenated everywhere in the body. Veins must carry deoxygenated from the organ back to heart. From the organs back to heart. But pulmonary veins from the lung back to heart carries oxygenation. So this is a place that is exempted from the general theory. And that is why usually the pulmonary veins are given in red color. Pulmonary veins are given in red color. Okay? Pulmonary veins. And pulmonary artery is given in blue color. Artery must be oxygenated, but here it is blue color. Why? It carries the oxygenated blood. You understand? And aorta and this artery is in red color. This is in red color. Why here this is in blue color? Got it? Clear? So blue color is usually giving you, it doesn't mean that the blood is blue color, okay? You don't have blue color blood. You don't have blue color blood. The blue color be used to indicate deoxygenated blood. So if blue color is used to indicate the blood, that refers to deoxygenated blood. Carbon dioxide containing, oxygen is containing blood. You understand that point? Point clear? So this is what happening on. So arteries away from heart to other organs, veins towards the heart from other organs. So these are the two major types of blood vessels. Along with that, there is one more. Which is one more. At the place of organs, there is an organ, right? Now at the place of organ, straight away the artery is not injecting, you know. Artery is not injecting into send the blood. Rather, what happens? This artery, okay, makes arterioles. Arteries make arterioles. Branches will be there. Something like imagine this is the artery and it makes arterioles. They are the branches. You can see they are the branches. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. For an example, branches are there. Right? Like the same, veins are there, also make branches. So this is the organ surrounding. You can see surrounding them here, right? The branches are there. In this way, the branches are there. So organ is behind. You can see around the organ, these branches are making a capillary network like this. Got it? They are making a capillary network surrounding this. You understand that? Okay, around this is the organ. Around the organ, they are making a network in this way. They are making a network in this way. Right? So the arteries and the veins are connected. Arteries give the branches for arterioles, veins, venules. So arterioles and the venules are making a network of tiny blood vessels. And these tiny blood vessels are called as blood capillaries. Blood capillaries. So why tiny? Exchange must be happening. If the wall is very thick, exchange won't be effective. If the wall became thin, through that thin wall, particles can easier exchange. Particles can easier, faster exchange. So that is why they became tiny. You understand that? They are tiny because of that. So through the tiny particle, through the tiny walls, tiny layers, easily they can exchange because of the capillary network. So capillary network are there surrounding all our organs. If you can remember, alveoli we said highly vascularized. Bowman's capsule, inside that glomerular network is there. Around the nephron also capillaries are there. So everywhere in our organs, capillaries are there. These capillaries are what? Exchanging the substances. Okay, whatever needed to pick one, whatever is not needed to be taken back. And we'll be branching and going ahead with to lead it with the veins. Okay, so accordingly, these are the three types of blood vessels. What are they? Arteries, veins, capillaries. What are the ones again? Arteries, veins, capillaries. Arteries, what they do? They send blood away from heart to other organs. Veins, what they do? They make blood from organs back to heart. Capillaries, they are making a network of capillaries around, surrounding the organs for exchange of the particles. extent of the particle, and they are the ones to connect the venules of veins and arterioles of arteries together around the organs. Clear the points? Clear? Okay, sir, note this down quickly. Actually, some of the parts we did earlier, but these areas are not marked. Okay, quickly, can you please mark it once again? Make it fast. Yeah. Already marked. This one already marked? No, not that, not that, not that. Yeah, the second diagram, smaller diagram. We have, I think we marked this one. In that diagram, can you mark the rest of the parts also? If you already started to do it. Okay. We did this part already. Just above that, another head you have to connect. That's all. Hurry up, please. Done? Hurry up. Okay, let's write there. Arteries. Arteries are the blood vessels. Arteries are the blood vessels carrying blood from heart to other organs. From heart to other organs. Right? From heart to other organs. Veins are the blood vessels. Veins are the blood vessels. We can write the word vein and then write. Veins are the blood vessels carrying blood from other organs to heart. Blood from other organs to heart. Organs to heart. And underline the next. Capillaries are the tiny blood vessel network formed between the arterioles and venules. Underline that. So you can see here accordingly from heart, guys, look here. Heart, arteries come out. Arteries are divided into arterioles. Arterioles make the capillary bed with venules. Right? You can see from the heart, main artery comes out, aorta, and it will be dividing into sub-arteries. Arteries are making arterioles, you can see, and making capillary network, and venules are there, making the veins, some veins, and the main vein towards the heart. Furthermore, take, you can see here, the main artery comes, and these are the sub-arteries. Sub-artery means, arteries means like, let's say, intestine. For the intestine, the blood is supplied by, oxygenated blood is supplied by intestinal artery. For the liver, hepatic artery. For the liver, hepatic artery. What is the name? Hepatic artery. For the kidney, renal artery. Likewise, sub-arteries are there. And these arteries will be making branches, arterioles. And they join with the venules, the branches of veins, and they make this capillary network, tiny network of capillaries. So the venules once again connect up with the subveins. Subveins means like renal vein, intestinal vein, liver to out, hepatic vein. So these veins are getting together and making the larger vein from the lower organs, inferior vena cava, from the upper organs, superior vena cava. All those veins are getting connected, getting added towards the heart, right atrium. So this is how it is transmitted. So accordingly, these capillary network beds are there surrounding the organs in order to make the exchange easier and effective. So one example, if you could remember, what is this? Alveoli at the end of the bronchus, right? Bronchus, small air sacs are there. Okay, airbags are there. So around them you can see the blood vessels given here. So usually the red color shows you oxygenated blood, blue color shows you deoxygenated blood, right? Further, now when we compare the thickness of these two, arteries and veins, arteries having a greater thickness. The thickness of the artery wall is greater, and the elastic nature is also greater. The reason is, okay, we have to actually compare a set of things here. The reason is, arteries are taking blood away from the heart. Okay, from the heart away, heart is pumping the blood. So this blood, pumping blood at a high pressure, okay, pumping the blood at a high pressure so that it can be taken towards all the organs. So at a high pressure, blood flows through arteries. You understand that point? Heart is pumping blood. It has to give it at a high pressure so that blood can be taken throughout all the body organs. So to withstand this pressure, the thickness is bit greater. The thickness is bit greater. So a greater thickness is there. Like a greater thickness is there. And they do have a greater elasticity or elastic, highly elastic. Right? And you can see the valve they are here. It's different here because something like arteries from the heart, the blood's going in. Blood's going in. So here the blood's going in from heart. Right? Here the heart, from the heart, blood's going in. So the blood will be moving inside. Okay. When you go for the artery. And it makes the capillaries. It comes out as the vein. So here the blood should be flowing out. That should be flowing out towards the heart. Correct? Should be flowing out towards the heart. Anyhow, now you see here the thickness and you take the thickness is very less. Thickness is very less. Why? Veins are not having that much higher pressure because they are not pumping the blood towards the organs, right? Rather, they take the blood away from the organs. Relatively at a lower pressure. Relatively at a lower pressure. They are coming back at a lower pressure towards the heart. So to withstand this lower pressure, they don't want to obtain or function with or structure with a higher greater thickness or greater elasticity. So that is relatively low. That is why thickness of the walls of arteries and their elasticity is greater than that of walls of womb veins. Is that clear? Veins. And furthermore, when we compare, we are comparing, let's say, arteries, we are comparing the atrium and ventricles. What are the atrium? Atriums are the upper chambers, right? Atrium are the upper chambers. Ventricles are the lower chambers. Ventricles are the lower chambers. Now tell me, is it upper chambers atrium or lower chambers ventricles have high pressure? Who should be having high pressure? Chambers, atria or ventricles? High pressure. Ventricles. Who should be having high pressure? Who should be having high pressure? Atria or ventricles? Ventricles. Ventricles. Why? Because ventricles are what? Pushing out blood, pumping blood. Correct? Right ventricle pumps blood towards the lung. Left ventricle pumps blood throughout the organs. Atria receive blood. Atria receive blood. Receiving blood at a lower pressure. So atria does have relatively lower thickness and elasticity. Ventricles are having a greater one. And among the ventricles, is it right or left should be greater? Is it the right ventricle or left ventricle should be greater in thickness? Left ventricle. Why is that? Because the right ventricle pushes blood only from heart to lung, a small distance. We don't have the heart here and the lung down, right? Short distance. Short distance. Right? But the left ventricle pumps the blood throughout the body. That the blood should be taken all throughout the body. So it should be relatively high pressure. So to withstand that high pressure, left ventricle will be having greater thickness and greater elastic range. Is that clear? So the comparison between the and the arteries, when you compare, artery should be high. And tell me, pulmonary artery and systemic artery you compare, who should be greater? Pulmonary or systemic? Systemic artery. Now these are not to be memorized. Okay, you have to think. Taking the concept, what is the concept? Pressure high means thickness and elasticity would be high. So pulmonary artery takes the blood from heart towards the lungs only, shorter distance. So the thickness should be relatively less. Systemic artery takes the blood throughout the body. And it has to be pumped at a high pressure. In fact, left ventricle pumps the blood at high pressure. So to withstand this high pressure, it should be having greater thickness. So systemic artery should be having greater thickness and greater elasticity. Clear the points? So this is the comparison between them. Yes, what's your question? What? It's a valve. Why? The valve will be opening in one direction only, right? Valve would be opening in these vessels and all. The valve will be opening only in one direction to avoid the backfill. Okay? So that is why I have given you the direction. If it goes in, It should not be coming back. That is why that structure is there. That's why that structure is there. That is a valve to open and close up. Okay. So remember simply the valve when you take, the valves help the blood to flow only in one direction. It doesn't allow it to backflow. Backflow. One way only. One way on. Right. So in this way, completely the blood circulation happening, we term it as double blood circulation. So how do we say what double blood circulation is? Circulation of blood once throughout the body when it happens, twice it enters the heart. Twice it enters the heart. Okay. So, or else you can say it is the summation of pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. What is pulmonary circulation? Pulmonary circulation means that is the blood circulation between the heart and the lungs. Heart to lung, lung back to heart. That is pulmonary. Where the pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins. Systemic circulation means from heart to organs, organs back to heart. Organs back to heart. That is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation. So summation of these two, pulmonary and systemic, this is what we term as double blood circulation. Double blood circulation. Let's write there. Double blood circulation. Circulation of blood. Circulation of blood twice through heart, twice through heart, while it circulates once through the entire body, entire human body. Yeah, entire human body. While it circulates once through the entire human body, it's not body human, entire human body is called as double blood circulation. It's called as double blood circulation. Right. Now can you see for the given? Double blood circulation is the summation total of whom? Pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So let's go to the tube. There's a text box given, right? Okay. Pulmonary circulation, let's write there. Circulation where? Circulation of blood. Circulation of blood. Where it flows through lungs. Where it flows through lungs. Where it flows through lungs. Within bracket you can write between the heart and lungs. Between the heart and lungs. Systemic circulation. Systemic circulation. Circulation of blood. Circulation of blood. Circulation of blood. Right? Circulation where blood flows through the rest of other organs. Right there. Rest of other organs. Circulation where blood flows through the rest of other organs, between the heart and other organs. Right. Now listen, look here. Who is the blood pump? Who is the blood pump for the systemic circulation? Who is the blood pump for the systemic circulation? Systemic circulation is from the left ventricle, right? Left ventricle. Who is the blood pump for the pulmonary circulation? Right ventricle. Right ventricle. So accordingly, you see, right ventricle of the heart acts as the pump for pulmonary circulation. Underline the left ventricle of the heart acts as the blood pump for systemic circulation. Underline this. And here we write below pulmonary circulation. What's happening? From the left, from the right ventricle, blood is taken towards whom? Lungs. Correct? Lungs. And it is sent again to left atrium, right? Correct? And this is done by pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. Correct? Pulmonary artery takes blood from right ventricle toward the lungs. Pulmonary vein takes oxygenated blood from lungs back to left atrium. This is called pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation. And systemic circulation, left ventricle pumps blood to aorta. Okay? And aorta takes this blood throughout all other organs. To all other organs. And again, superior inferior vena cava carries the blood towards right atrium. Towards right atrium. Correct? So, left ventricle pumps the blood for aorta towards the organs. From the organs, superior, inferior vena cava carry deoxygenated blood back to the right atrium. So here who is the blood pump? Left ventricle. Systemic blood pump is left ventricle. Here the blood pump is right ventricle. Please mark it down below the diagram, below the table there. Right? So accordingly, see here, these are totally we done, right? Once when it is circulating throughout the body, twice it enters the heart. Twice it enters the heart, and this is called double blood circulation. Double blood circulation. So some of the parts are given here. Okay. I'm giving you some time to fill up that in your own. In your own. Yeah. Does it make straight? Can I have it, please? Oh, stop. Yeah. Right. You are going to grab this. Okay. Completely, I want you to fill up. And you have to write on the lines. On these lines, you have to write what type of artery, what type of vein. You got my right? Clear? Right? All the boxes are to fill up. All the boxes are to fill up. And you are going to fill up, you are going to write what type of artery or veins they carry the blood. Okay, clear? So, who is doing it first completely correct? You are getting a small prize. Okay, got it? You have to do it within 10 minutes. You have to do it within 10 minutes. After is wait. Huh? Any? You are getting a cash prize. Cash prize. You'll get 1,000. Huh? You will get 1,000 rupees cash prize now if you do it completely correctly. Huh? Yeah. I used to give this earlier. For some time I didn't. And this is the first time for your batch, I guess. I used to do this earlier. No, don't ask me anything. You fill it up and show me the answers. Fill up the tables, the boxes first, and then fill up the lines. What to see? The writing book. The writing book, you don't have anything. Can't. Can't look at your writing book. Sollama saying this, can't look at your writing book. You have to refer your mind. Close your writing books. Close the writing books. Salman. Use a pencil. Use a pencil on your tube. On your writing book, if you are drawing, fine. If you are writing on your tube, use a pencil. We'll see who is gonna get this. Without giving mokka comments, try to do it. Yeah, half correct and all won't work out. Half correct means I can't tear it apart and give you a fully it should be correct. No, I have only this. I don't have a 500 note. Only this. You have to get either this or not. That's up to you. No chain, nothing. You have to either take this or nothing. That's it. No, fine. If everyone get the correct thing, you will get. Yeah. Okay. But my word, you have to understand properly. I told you to fill up the tables and the lines are there. The names of those arteries, veins, I told you that, right? You have to fill up that. If all of you are correctly marking, as you said, 16,000 you will get. Inshallah. Yeah. But here, copy pasting the same thing won't work out. You should be able to give me on words in that case. 3 minutes gone. Now 7 minutes more. Yeah, let me tell you one more thing. Last before box, you just leave it. Yeah, this one. Last one before. Just leave it. Change it. Don't just copy it over. Okay? Just don't cross it or something. Just shade it with the pencil or something. Shade. The last before, okay. Last above one. Only that. Other short kilo. Time already started. 4 minutes gone. 6 more minutes. Make it fast. Within the timing, you have to finish it up, okay? No mobile phones. I don't know if this one works. Once I talk, once I have shown you how to. You have to use. 5 minutes more. Don't waste your time. Time's going. What shall I do? Am I turning off? Time's going on. Yeah. Done. Sorry? 1, you are trying? Finish. Three more minutes. Time's going on. What should I do? Time's going on. Time's running on. Yes. Ajmal, have you done? Huh? He will come the next day. Send me a photo, please. Ajmal, send me a picture. Send me a picture. WhatsApp. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Only one last picture you have to send me now, right now. He has already sent. Oh. Man, you have to fill up the arteries, veins also. Arteries and veins also you have to fill it up. Name the arteries and veins also. I don't know. You got 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more. Give a try. Give a try. Give a try. Done. 1 more minute you got. Who's gonna this? Nobody? No, you try. Still you have time. You haven't filled up. Lung is there down? Finished? Finished. Finished. 5 minutes more. Time is going on. You have to do the lesson. Ajmal, give a try again. You girls, give a try, give a try. Time ended. Time ended up. Last above. That's extra. Finished? Why? Are you done? Done? Didn't try even, no? Sent again. 'Yeah, Ajmal, that's good. A great effort, but still you have many more. Check through. We have given some additional time also now. 2 minutes already given. 1 minute given already. Two minutes. 2 minutes. How long you need now? Just no, just leave it. Don't write anything. Last before. Think. Maybe. So anyone done? Anyone done? Yes, bring. Come. Sorry? No. You have to just write the name, label the parts. Hurry up. You got almost 3 minutes now extra. Jamal keeps trying, but so Ajmal, still some. Fine, I think it's enough time. Fine. Ayo, you have to label them separately. Their names, specific names only. Huh? What did you ask? Right, right. Very simple. I'm good. But we have to correct it. I guess. Some more words are there I have to fill up. Shall I take? It's enough time. Oh my god, you have taken more than 15 minutes. Almost the 16th minute going on. You girls are not trying at all, no? Huh? Finished? Enough time. 2 weeks. Anyhow, you have this guy. I will ask another question and gain some back. Try to get the thousand. You have the ability how to do the answer. No, it's time to do it. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes gone. Ah, he's just still trying, you know? Giving a hard try. Ajmal, say somewhat I need. Huh? Whom? During the class? Ajmal, still there are some. Still there are some. Fine. Let's move into this. Moving in. Must show. Okay, that's good. That's good. You gave a. You guys gave an effort, right, to do it. You know, some exams are there, some questions are there, where within the question you have the answers. Within the question, you have the answers. It is up to you to find it out. Okay? Up to you to find it out. Next to the diagram, you have the system, right? The words are there in that. You have the words in that. Now I have given the piece of clue all. You have to just observe this and do it. So see how the chances you are missing. Huh? How the chances you are missing, you understand now? I did say wrong. Did I say wrong? Check it. What is this? Head. What is this? Head. Who is there here? Right arm, left arm. Right hand, left hand. Okay. I told you when I discussed. Above the heart, organs, head, arms, shoulders, right? I told you. So right arm, left arm. From them, you see, this is the part which comes towards the right atrium. Can you see? Can you see this area? This is what coming towards the right atrium, correct? Can you see this part? But fine, you see, it is a superior. Guys, look here. Look here. This is the superior vena cava which comes from right hand, left hand, head and all. It comes towards the right atrium. You can see. So this right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. So I have done this. Superior vena cava comes here. And can you see from all the organs from down, right? You can see a vena cava comes up, a vein comes up. What is the vein? This is the vein, inferior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Both of them are open in right atrium. Right atrium to right ventricle, you can mark the tricuspid valve also. Pulmonary artery takes that towards lungs. Lungs give it back to left atrium as pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins. So then it comes out as aorta. Aorta goes throughout the body parts. Below the lungs, what is marked here is liver. How do we know? Because there is a connection between another box which has to be with the intestine. Intestine, liver is connected by some MCQs also. Hepatic portal vein. What is the vein? Hepatic portal vein. Hepatic word we refer for, we used to refer liver. So from aorta supplies blood to liver is hepatic artery which takes away the blood, hepatic vein. And so the intestine is supplied by intestinal artery. For the kidneys, writing kidneys and again writing urinary blood. Then where is the urinary blood? Isn't it in the kidneys? Huh? Kidneys also are writing, urinary blood also are writing separate. So it seems to be like two different things in different places. Okay. So it has to be within the kidneys. So kidneys, renal artery, renal vein. Renal artery, renal vein. And then the next part it shows you artery carrying blood towards the lower body parts. Lower body parts means legs. You ask me if it is a legs. If it is legs, you have right legs. That's it. Legs, the lower limbs. So towards the lower part of the body, artery carries oxygenated blood. This is the vein taking blood away from the lower parts towards the heart. This is what you are supposed to do. Okay, that's very simple. Very simple. Please mark it. If you have two different color pens, black and red and blue, better you mark like the same I have given here. So oxygenated. So this goes again back, right? Oxygenator has to be in red color, deoxygenator has to be in blue color. We'll see. So you can see all the words are there here: hepatic artery, hepatic vein, hepatic portal vein, intestinal, renal. All the words are there here. You have to observe. Arms you should know. Right leg. Oh, okay, you divide this into two and mark right leg, left leg. That's fine. I had this. Finished. Finished, right? Still writing? Fast, fast. Make it faster. Make it faster. But can you see the connection here by the artery? It's but when the artery is in the veins connected to the heart, then others will be connected to the Well, we where is it? Okay, are we done? Done. Right. Tell me about the next one. Moving to the next one. Heartbeat. What is his heartbeat? Heartbeat. Duck, duck. Dub, dub. Dub, dub. Lub, dub. Lub, dub. Lub, dub. Lub, dub. Huh? What? Lub, dub. Dub, dub. How is your heartbeat? Tuck, tuck. How is it? Amma, how is your heart beating? No heart. You have that? Wow. Heart's there here. Where do you have the heart? Heart is between the lungs. Between the right and the left lung, heavier, slightly heavier to the left side. Okay. Suddenly some people, see, heart attack. Heart attack, that is not on the right side, but left side. Okay. Heart attack. So just faking out, pretending to be having a heart attack. Okay. But holding on the right side. How come it's possible? Left side. Okay. So left side slightly heavier to the left side. In between the lungs, you got the heart. About the heart attack, we will speak later. Heartbeat. Heartbeat refers to the muscle contraction and relaxation. Muscle contraction and relaxation of heart muscles. So you see, the contraction and relaxation of heart muscles is what we term as heartbeat. So, heart is a tissue, is a muscle tissue, can contract and relax. In fact, upon this contraction and relaxing only, the blood is being pumped. Blood is being pumped. So I'm going to take several topics at once. Okay. So this heartbeat gives a sound of lub dub. Lub dub. Lub dub. Lub dub. Lub sound is a bit longer than dub sound. L-U-B-D-U-P. Lub dub. Lub dub. Lub sound is bit longer than dub sound. Okay. Fine. Now this heartbeat, it is the muscle contraction and relaxation. One heartbeat to another heartbeat, the process we term as one cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle. Starting of one heartbeat to the starting of another heartbeat, we name it as cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle. So this cardiac cycle goes up with 3 stages. What are the 3 stages? Diastole, systole, interval. What are the 3? Diastole, systole, and interval. Again repeat. Diastole, systole, interval. Diastole means atrial contraction. Atrial contraction. That means when you're gonna take the heart divided into 4 chambers, right? Okay. Right atrium is filling up with deoxygenated blood. Left atrium is filling up with oxygenated blood. Meanwhile, it happens. Meanwhile, both the sides are filling up. Now, if these both of them are filled up, these two should be pressed, should be compressed, contract. So the atriums are getting contracted. When they contract, when they squeeze, like a bottle you squeeze, the water goes out. Okay. So when they contract, the blood passes down. The blood passes down from the atria to ventricles. Through cuspid valves. There are valves here. So through those valves, blood is pushed downwards. You understand that? When the right atrium is contracted, deoxygenated blood passes from right atrium to right ventricle across tricuspid valve. The valve will be opening only in one direction. Once it is passed, the valve will be closed. And the left atrium filled up with oxygenated blood. When it is contracted, oxygenated blood passes from left atrium to left ventricle down. Once it's gone inside, now this bicuspid valve closes. So both the cuspid valves close at the same time. Both the cuspid valve, tricuspid, bicuspid, close at the same time. And this closing sound is what given as lub sound. What sound? Lub sound. Lub sound is going because the cuspid valves are closed. And they can't be opening backward. Backward if they are opening, blood will be flowing back. To avoid that, only one direction they open. And again they close. Right? So this closing sound gives lub sound. And this process becomes as diastole or as atrial contraction. Both the atria contract. Both the atria are contracting. So when they are contract, blood pass down. Blood pass down. And then now they are contracted, right? Lower chambers are filled with blood. Lower chambers, ventricles are filled with blood. The next moment, what they do, they also contract. When these two are contracting, right ventricle pushes the blood into pulmonary artery across semilunar valve. Right ventricle pushes the blood into pulmonary artery across the pulmonary semilunar valve. Left ventricle pushes the blood into aorta, systemic artery across the aortic semilunar valve. Now, when they contract, blood is totally empty. And this is called ventricular contraction. The ventricles are contracting. We name it as systole. So diastole, atrial contraction. Both the atria contract, pushes the blood down to ventricles. Ventricular contraction, both the ventricles contract, pushes the blood out to the arteries. And they pass the semilunar valve. Semilunar valve open, leave the blood, and they close back. Both pulmonary and aortic semilunar valve are closing. This closing sound is given as the dub sound. So this is how the lub dub sound is given. Okay. So the blood will be passed on. And this is systole. Diastole, atrial contraction. Systole, ventricular contraction. After this happens, now both of them are in the blood rate. For some time they relax. This time, where both atria and ventricles are not contracting, they are not working, they are relaxed. This is called intervening. What meaning? Intervene. This is the third stage. Both of them are relaxing and they get back to, they keep relaxing in the sense they are contracted, now they relax. They relax and get back to their original position. So this is called intervening. Intervening. Again, what happens? Now one heartbeat is complete. It is starting the next heartbeat now. Okay? One heartbeat is actually the heartbeat. From one heartbeat, the process is done. Next heartbeat is starting. Next heartbeat, it is starting. Okay, so now the cycle containing all three stages. What are the three stages? Atrial contraction, ventricular contraction, relaxation. Contraction, contraction, relaxation. Atrial contraction, ventricular contraction, relaxation. Diastole, systole, intervene. Diastole, systole, intervene. Right? So contracting, contracting, relaxing. This is what we term as cardiac cycle. This cycle is what we term as cardiac cycle, and this takes a timing somewhere around 0.1 seconds. 0.1 seconds taken for diastole. You can see 0.1 second taken for diastole. About 0.3 seconds taken for systole. And about 0.3 to 0.4 seconds taken for intervening. Altogether, somewhere between 0.7 to 0.8 seconds are taken. Means one complete cardiac cycle is finished within 0.7 to 0.8 seconds time. 0.7 to 0.8 seconds time within that cardiac cycle is completed. Cardiac cycle is completed. Right? So you see, not even 1 second. That is why we get the pulse rate. What is our pulse rate usually? 72 beats per minute. Per minute, 60 seconds are there. Right? If it takes 1 second for one complete cardiac cycle, only 60 beats we will have. Correct? Why? Every second 1 means, per second 1 means for 60 seconds 60. For a minute 60. But we are getting 72, right? Why 72? Because the beat is completed within 0.7 to 0.8 seconds. Not even 1 second. You understand that? So, not even 1 second, within less than 1 second, somewhere 0.8 seconds timing, one beat is completed. Next beat will be started then. So, within 1 minute, 60 seconds timing, around an average of 72 beats per minute would be happening, taking place in healthy adult people. If you are having a disease, disorder, if you are aged, working for long, you got scared, okay, any mental issues, so any sort of disturbances, so in those cases sometimes it may change, this may change. Okay, randomly it might be changing, or frequently every time if you are having a change in this, you have a concern. But the baby is being born, usually they will be having a different heartbeat. Sometimes you can feel when you keep your hand over, you can feel it's continuously beating. That's usually no, but there's a level. More than that, if it is continuously happening, you have to show the doctor, you have to go to the doctor, and you have to speak out what the problem is. Okay? So apart from that, we guys are having, we do have 72, some we have those. You are running because of a ghost, or because of a dog, or because of anything. Okay? You did something wrong, they are chasing you. Now what happened? Heartbeat increase. That is connected with the next lesson, coordination. Why? You are trying to escape. You are trying to escape from a dog. You are trying to escape from a ghost. Okay? Sometimes you'll be getting scared of your own face also, looking at the so this makes your body systems quickly take an emergency decision. Heartbeat increase. Heartbeat increase. You are walking on, suddenly a thought process increase. A cockroach. For example, it plays over. You get scared. Lizard jumping over. That was suddenly path. You get scared, right? You get scared. So getting scared, it initiates some changes in your body, where the heart rate randomly, quickly change, increase. It takes some time to get back to the normal condition, right? So apart from these cases, continuously if you got a high heartbeat rate, then you have to check, because there's a problem in the heart there. Okay, you're having a problem with the heart. That is what. So accordingly, I told you heart is none other than a blood pump. Nothing else. It is just a blood pump. Clear? So called any of the icon symbol so and so, you can't be using this heart. But all recently it is found that the emotional steps, the thinking, all these are connected with the heart as well. All these are connected with the heart as well, because there are some sort of cells responsible for this, responsible for these things. Okay, right. So this is about the heartbeat and cyclic cardiac cycle. Right? Shall we write the heartbeat? The contractions and dilations of heart muscles. Contractions and dilations of heart muscles. Heartbeat. Yes. Contractions and dilations of heart muscles are known as heartbeat. Are known as heartbeat. The pulse rate is also as same as the heartbeat rate. The pulse rate they are taking over there on your hand. Sometimes they will keep over their hip. Okay, the same rate, same rate. Can you hear the heartbeat rate straight away? Not sometimes. Stethoscope we are using. What scope? Stethoscope. So through that we get vibration you can feel. When you keep it over, you can feel the vibration. The sound you can't hear. You can't hear the sound, right? You can feel the vibration. Something like knocking the door, you can feel. Okay. But the vibration, the sound you can't hear. Sound to hear, you have to go for a stethoscope. Using that, you have to hear. Okay. So cardiac cycle, let's write there. What is cardiac cycle? It is a complete heartbeat from its generation to the beginning of the next. Hurry up. So the timing and all given here, you have to write them, okay? Stages. What are the three stages? Let's write them. Diastole atrial contraction, systole ventricular contraction, intervening atrial and ventricular relaxation. Uh-huh. So you see here, you can see Look at this, look at this. Once the blood enters to the right atrium from here, superior vena cava, this is superior vena cava, this is inferior vena cava, only those two are opening, and these pulmonary veins are moving into left atrium. Okay. Now this blood passes down. You can see these are the bicuspid valves, sorry, tricuspid valves. Blood passes down, and that is diastole. Okay, diastole, and it is connecting with another part also. While the atrial right atrium is contracting, left atrium is also contracting. When both of them are contracting, blood is pushed down to the ventricles. That is diastole. And now lower parts, you can see both the ventricles are pushed, so the blood is pushed into the arteries. From the right ventricle to pulmonary arteries, left ventricle to aorta. It is pushed. So this is called as asystole, ventricle contraction. And after both of them, they are relaxed together. That is called the intervening. So furthermore, can you see here? Look at this part. The blood is being filled up here. You see here. So the blood enters to this right atrium. Blood enters to this right atrium. It is showing in blue color. That is the deoxygenated blood. And it goes to right ventricle. From the right ventricle, you can see it is being pushed to the pulmonary artery and sends towards the lung. From the lungs, pulmonary veins takes the blood oxygenated to the left atrium. Left atrium pushes that blood to left ventricle. You can see here. Okay, left ventricle, it is being pushed. And from the left ventricle, it takes the blood to the aorta. So aorta is above. It is a larger organ, larger blood vessel here. It takes the blood and it passes the blood towards all the body organs. So you can see these two together. Have a look on both the arteries, both the atrium. Can you see both the atrium are contracting at the same time? Both the atrium contract at the same time, both the blood is passing down at the same time. Can you see? Okay, and then again look at the ventricles, both of them are contracting same time, and both of them are pushing the blood into the arteries at the same time. Correct? So you see, meanwhile parallelly they are happening, and that is how this is done as a cycle, one after the other. If it is happening, it becomes a mess. One after the other means each one separately. Okay, so ventricles collectively, atriums collectively, and there is a separation between the oxide and chloride, oxygen containing and carbon dioxide containing blood, oxygenated and deoxygenated. Is that clear? Understand the point? Right. Electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. It won't be immediately. It won't be taking a time. Immediately they will do that. Okay. Like a building block, no, it is fixed. So pumping and all, it's done. That's not. It is not easy. They would be having some sort of things like anesthesia and all would be given in order to remove some sort of cartoons coming to your mind. No? Yet. Unconscious, to make your mind unconscious. Mind. What? Electrocardiogram. What is this electrocardiogram? ECG. Have you seen ECGs? Long receipt like they will give, right? What is it? Small graphs will be there going up and down. This is the exact graph. This is the graph. If you are healthy, now you consult or you go check for an ECG, it should be like this. We have the peak graph here. You can see a small graph here. It's, what is that? It is the first stage. What is the first stage? Diastole. And then it should come down like moving up in this way. Right? If that sound is coming, that's different, okay? Right. So it is PQRS. So it's P here, Q, R, S. When the ECG is taken on your heart, that sound comes means that's a big problem. Okay? So QRS. Then again what happened? A long one, which is T. So it's a semicurve. Again, a semicurve is there. So this is diastole and QRS is systole and then T intervene. T intervene. So this is how continuously it goes. You can see continuously it is moving on the same. Say, somewhat if it changes. If it changes, then you are having a problem in your heart. Sorry? Here it is. The time is 0.3 to 0.4 seconds. Relaxation. Okay, that is why it's a bit long. It's a bit long. Okay. And you see, this has to be continuous. Somewhat, let's say there's a problem. These marks might be changing. And it is already traced. Already they know if this way, if a certain pattern is given by a certain any of the patient's ECG, that means he's having a problem in this particular area, they know, because it's already diagnosed. If something like a machine is working, if the output is not properly happening, the error mark will be given, right? And in the catalog it mentioned if this is the error letter, this is the problem. It's already found. Likewise, ECG in the ECG, if you are having a problem, the doctors they know that already this is the problem, and they fix accordingly. They diagnose the problem and they are getting into the solutions accordingly. That is why this ECG is important. Sometimes this ECG may go wrong because of the machine is not working well. That happens. Okay, some sort of it happens basically the government sectors, like Divaratri. Those areas when you are going on, the Divaratri places are there, like the medical dispensaries are there. By the name Divaratri, they say. Okay, so some sort of government sectors are there. That is actually because of what is the difference between these government sectors and private sectors? Why there is a difference? Same work they are doing. Why different? Efficiency. But today now some sectors they are building up. But if you are going for a government sector for whatever the industry it is, you have to wait for long, right? That is the biggest problem, right? Why? They are very much faster than the robots there. No. Okay. Even to take a pen, they take a minute. Right? So, writing like. You can't say a word even, but if you say a word, it will take 10 more minutes. You have to keep calm and stay there. Typing A, B, C, D, that is how they type. Nothing. That is why still though, why still they are making one? Okay. They don't want to make it fast because none of the things gonna wrong with them. Okay. Okay, those are working. They do or not, they will get the pay. That's not the reason. And that is how it is affecting the government. Why? Simple to complex, everyone should work properly. Otherwise, the ultimate goal, the output would be wrong. That is why. That's what happening. I know some people, okay, during the work hours, they are outside. Didn't you go to work? No, I have signed. Signing is done, he is out. Who will be doing the work? None of them. But your attendance is already signed. That is what the wrong thing. Okay. So the same way, machine is not working. I have experienced. Okay. In my family, I have experienced that. Machine is not working. I just shocked. Why the ECG is like this? They took again the same thing. Another place, till that particular person said, in the diagnosing and all, there is no issues. But the ECG machine, ECG is a bit different, means better you take the ECG from another place, he said. Another place when you take, it's totally fine. Just imagine if the patient has gone wrong with that ECG and mentally depressed, who will take the fault? Oh, suddenly without looking any of the things, the doctor prescribed this is the medicine you have to take. At once they are giving. You are having a heart failure, you are taking this problem. So against the heart issues and all, the medicine is given. The problem is not in the heart because of the machine it's recording. No? So we are taking the medicines. So those sort of things be. So properly we have to consult. Properly we have to take it. And that is why sometimes ECG would be taken after 2 days or 1 day again. They will ask you to check what's the actual problem. Right? So ECG if it goes wrong means you are having a problem in the heart. Some problems are there, temporary problems, some problems are there, lifelong problems. Accordingly, the prescription should be given and we have to work accordingly. Okay, we have to work accordingly and dietary controls are done, we have to control with. Clear the points? Okay. And the last part of this, blood pressure. Blood pressure we take two types of blood pressure. Is there? One is systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure means once the heartbeat, during the heartbeat, once the blood is pushed into the arteries from the ventricles, yeah. When it contracts and pushes blood through the arteries, right ventricle into pulmonary artery, left ventricle into aorta. Once it pumps the blood into arteries, what is the pressure? What is the pressure exerted into the walls? This is called systolic blood pressure. What blood pressure? Systolic. Once the ventricles push the blood, contract and pushes the blood away, what is the pressure existing? This is called systolic blood pressure. So this blood pressure is taken from the arteries. That is about 110 to 120 millimeters mercury, mmHg. Hg means hydrochloric mercury. mmHg we write, but we read it as mercury millimeters. What curry millimeters? Mercury. Mercury is the correct word actually, but we say mercury millimeters. So what is the average rate? 110 to 120 mercury millimeters. 110 to 120 mercury millimeters. Okay. Diastolic blood pressure. What is diastolic blood pressure? After the process, they relax, right? The heart would be getting into a relaxation, intervening. Okay. Intervening is there. So within this intervening time, what is the pressure? This pressure is called diastolic blood pressure. What is the pressure? Diastolic blood pressure. And this diastolic blood pressure is between 70 to 80 mercury millimeters. 70 to 80 mercury millimeters. So systolic blood pressure 110 to 120 mercury millimeters. Diastolic blood pressure 70 to 80 mercury millimeters. Both together taken as normal blood pressure. How do we take the normal blood pressure? Normal blood pressure we are taking as systolic over diastolic. Systolic over diastolic. That is how we take the normal blood pressure, which gives you around 120 over 80. 120 over 80. So accordingly, normal blood pressure goes 120 over 80. Systolic over diastolic. Systolic over diastolic. Okay. In the pressure meters, when it is being checked up, sometimes it is more than this. 130, 90. 160, 120, high blood pressure. Some are there 160, 90, 60, low blood pressure. Both of them are problem. They should be within the range. 110, 70, fine. Okay, 170 could be also fine, but even less than that could be a problem. So average range is 128, 130, 80. Okay. Okay. More than that, very much high and very much low is a problem. Is a problem. So that is the normal blood pressure. Still, this blood pressure can be changed, varied. How? Depending on the age, you are getting aged, stressful mentality, always stressed by the gender, sex. Okay, if it is a male or female, depending on that, and diseases, disorders we are having. So depending on these factors, blood pressure may change. Blood pressure may change. O level. Yeah. Mentality. Okay, mentality. I told you stress. Okay, the stress could be leading towards many problems, including the blood pressure. Okay, definitely your blood pressure goes up when you reach December. Okay, when you reach December, blood pressure goes up. Okay, ECG changing or not, that depends on your works. Somebody, if you manage to do the works, ECG won't change. Otherwise, if the blood pressure increase, ECG change. Okay, ECG change. Why? Blood pressure increases, heartbeat rate increases, heart working would be increased. Okay, finished. I already checked. That is why I am there in front of you. Okay, fine. Did you understand this now? Clear? So these are the factors affecting. So shall I fill it up? I think we have to write this. Is that so? Is it already given? Okay. Normal blood pressure we write. Normal blood pressure. Yeah. Yes. BP. Here the BP is blood pressure. When you come for BP in physics, it is boiling point. Then, yeah. So next it comes for lymphatic system. We'll have a short break. Need a break? Straight away at 3:30. Relax your mind and calm, and then you are working continuously. Okay. You got 20 minutes break. Sorry. I said so, right? Okay. I'll be saying so later also. Now I said so, no? Later also, I'm the one to say so. Okay. Have a break. 3 o'clock, I have to start. So who's the winner? No one win. No, without winning, how come I'm giving that? No, I used to give that. Some used to take that early. Yeah. Not early in the years, early years. No, not for this question. Previously, some other questions. No, still. No, today only I asked that. For this question, today only I asked. Fine, we can have a break. Lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. So what is this lymphatic system? Lymphatic system we take, it is another subcirculatory system. It's another subcirculatory system. Another assisting system. Okay. Assisting system, assisting to whom? Major blood circulatory system. Listen, now it's like this. Blood circulatory system works up with many functions, including transmitting the substances throughout the body parts. Transmitting the substances throughout the body parts, that is done by the blood circulatory system. With this blood circulatory system, the subcirculatory system also works. Subcirculatory system is the lymphatic system. Its main function is to balance, to maintain the fluid balance. To maintain the fluid balance, liquid balance, that is the major function. That is the major function. Is that clear? So the major function of lymphatic system is maintaining the fluid balance, liquid balance, plus protecting from the strange organisms. So microorganisms can enter it. So protection against these strange microorganisms, that is what given by lymphatic system. Okay, how it works? Look at this. Look at this. Another transporting system closely linked with blood circulatory system is present in human body, and it is known as the lymphatic system. So two different systems connected, interconnected, they are working. Interconnectively, they are working. Okay. So it's something like this. Look at this. Right side, you got the right subclavian vein connected to right lymphatic duct. These words you have to learn. Right subclavian vein connected to right lymphatic duct. Left subclavian vein is connected to the thoracic duct. Right subclavian vein is connected to the right lymphatic duct. Left subclavian vein is connected to the thoracic duct. Okay. So these are some veins. And the lymphatic system when we take, mainly it contains the lymph, it is the liquid flowing, and then the lymphatic vessels, lymphatic nodes are there, lymph nodes are there, small areas. Okay. So these are the major parts. So we are going to speak about how it works. So you see, it is a vital system in the human body, often considered as a subcirculatory system. So this is how it works. Like this. Now let's say you have the heart here. From heart, blood is supplied. Okay. And it is taken by your artery. Artery takes the blood. And now this artery takes the blood, oxygenated blood towards the tissues, right? Living tissues, right? Now, this is a place of the tissue. What it does to the tissues, it is transmitting, exchanging some particles. Okay? These particles which is exchanged, which is given, this is called the tissue fluid. What fluid? Tissue fluid. Tissue fluid. Okay? So this tissue fluid, it is what again transmitted down via another circulatory path. And this goes to the heart then as the venous circulation. And this is the vein. It is the vein here. Right? Now what happens is you have the main part and a short method is there. Through the short method you go and you are joining back again. Some roads are there, shortcuts are there. Through the shortcuts you go and you are joining back again to the main route. Likewise. So what's happening here? Let's say it is giving 10 units. It's giving 10 units. Out of the 10 units, okay, whatever the exchanging are there, out of the 10 units given here, 9 units will be taken back. How many units are taken back? 9 units are taken back. 9 units are taken back. And that 1 out of 9, 1 out of 10 remaining, this is passed down to the next system. Okay. So you see now, tissue fluid is the liquid containing mainly WBC, white blood cells, and the blood plasma. White blood cells and blood plasma is what mainly containing in this tissue fluid. And this would be allowed to pass through the lymphatic system. This is the lymphatic vessel. What is this? It is the lymphatic vessel. So this is called the lymphatic vessel. Just like the blood vessels are there, these are the lymphatic vessels. And what is passing inside the lymphatic vessel is called the lymph node. And this mainly contains home WBC and plasma. Blood cells will not allowed to pass through. Blood cells, that means red blood cells are not allowed to pass through. Now this tissue plate maintains the balancing and all. So the blood when it passes, actually this is the blood. So this is the blood passing along the artery. So this blood passing along the artery, from that blood only some of the particles are entering from the capillary out. Because the capillaries are there surrounding the organ, right? It is leaving out. Okay. Whatever it gives out, most of the particles are taken back again to the blood capillary. Okay. So it's something like this, right? I need to give these markers to this person. Okay. What I do, I'm not directly giving him. I'm going to keep it over there at the table. Okay. I give 3 markers, I'm taking back again 2. Only 1 is there. He comes and take that from the table. Okay. So I can directly give him red, but I don't. I'm giving it on the table. So he takes it from the table. If he has something to return, he's keeping it on the table and I'm taking it from the table. Likewise, all the exchanges in our body are not directly happening to the organs, not directly given to the cells. That is not something like into the cells, the blood vessel is injected, not like that. From the blood capillary, whatever is there to be given will be sent out of the capillary. Something like the table, they have a space between. These are called the intercellular spaces. Between the cells, spaces are there. So from that spaces to the cells, it will be taken. So I'm giving the table, I'm giving the mark on the table. From the table, you are taking it. Likewise, in between the cells, there are spaces. To the spaces, only these materials are given. Let's say a substance called A, then A is given to the space. From that space, A will be taken to the cell. A will be taken to the cell. And B is returned from the cell. B is returned from the cell. Then B will be there within the space. From that space, B will be taken to the blood. So in between that, as an exchanging intermediate particle, intermediate surface, these intercellular spaces are working. Okay. So you see, this is what this liquid is termed as tissue fluid, mainly containing white blood cells and blood plasma. Strictly no red blood cells and proteins present there. And this tissue fluid, the remaining, the left 1.10, 110, by 19th are taken back by 9 note and almost 90% is taken. As an example, only I took 10, right? I took 10 as an example. So almost 90% is taken back, only 10% remaining. The 10% passed down via this lymphatic vessel, okay, and it joins again back to the vein. Something like I told you earlier, right subclavian vein and left subclavian vein. Earlier I have shown you the diagram. So right subclavian vein, the right side it is connected here, right subclavian vein. Okay, right lymphatic duct. This is just a rough diagram. Right lymphatic duct empties getting added to the right subclavian vein. Left side thoracic duct empties into left subclavian vein. So you see, this lymphatic part is separately working from the blood. It takes this and separately working and passes down back to the vein. Now in between this only it is doing its work. It goes everywhere. It does the work. What is the work it does? It maintains the fluid balance. And also it is protecting our body from the strange organisms. Right? And that is why WBCs are entering it. I told you WBC is there, right? They are the soldiers. Those soldiers are coming out. Soldiers are there here. Okay? And again, this is just a rough diagram, okay? Just a rough diagram. So soldiers are coming out. These soldiers are working over there to find out if there are any sort of microorganisms. They kill. They kill. Okay? So they go everywhere. And there are some places where these soldiers and WBCs become active if any microorganisms are formed. Any microorganisms are formed. If they find any microorganisms, they kill these microorganisms, they destroy these microorganisms, and that time the so-called places will be active and solemn. And these places are called Kuddati. In Sinhala we say Kuddati. Okay, so Kuddati means it says Kuddati. These areas are there. There's a small oval ball-like structure. Have you seen? There's a small part which is moving here and there. During infection, this becomes swollen. When you are going up with the infection and all, sometimes the doctors will be looking at this. They'll touch over there and they'll see if it is swollen. It is swollen, no? If you got a microbial infection. So Kuddati is one way. For this word, even the Kuddati word is what they are in the text. But what is English term we are taking here? We term it as bubu, bubu, right? So swelling of this Kuddati, swelling of this lymph nodes. Actually, the lymph nodes are there. Nodes are getting swollen, right? So bubu we say. So you see, this happens during microbial infections. Okay. So accordingly, within those areas, it should be killed. So once again, they are getting collected over lymphatic part. So about the lymphatic system, very deeply we are not learning. We don't want. We need what are the parts, and the questions are also very less. Okay, even the questions come out of what we learn only truths. Right? So lymphatic vessels are there. Lymph is what passing on. Now you see, it was blood here. What is filtered in between the tissues, in between the cells? It is called the tissue fluid. How do we name this? We name it as tissue film. Can you see the change? Can you see the change? Earlier it was blood. What is exchange here in between the tissues? It is called the tissue film. Now what enters down the lymphatic vessel? It is called the lymph. It is called the lymph. These are what asked. How do you name them? How do you name the liquid between the tissues after exchange? Tissue film. How do you name the liquid passing down the lymphatic vessel? Lymph. Lymph. Where is it getting added? It is getting added to the blood again at venous circulation. Veins. At the veins. So these are some points. Okay. So lymph nodes are present in different parts of our body here, and the armpits, things we do have them. So these are the places where it becomes active and swollen during microbial infections. Microbial infections. So more questions will not be asked from this part because it's a subcirculatory system, not as a major system we learn. But that doesn't mean they don't have a work. They have a lot of works. We don't learn. We don't learn. We are not supposed to learn about them. Okay. So you see, this is a simple diagram about how it works. So can I write this down quickly? Take it up in class, wait for the system and mark it down. Make it fast. Make it fast. So, there are things. One more. Right? Right. So you see, this is a vital system in the human body, often considered as a subcirculatory system that maintains the fluid balance within the tissues. Underline that. Maintains the fluid balance within the tissues. Please underline. It also plays a very important role within the immune system by removing microorganisms and other pathogens. Underline that too. This is the function. These are the two functions. Maintaining the fluid balance below the lymphatic system part. Previous page, first page. First page under the lymphatic system. The second line also have underlined. Blood plasma without blood cells and proteins that move to the tissue is called the tissue fluid. What is tissue fluid? Blood plasma without blood cells. Without the red blood cells and proteins which is moving, and it contains WBC and blood plasma mainly. Blood plasma mainly. So this is what we term as the tissue fluid. Lymphatic vessels are a type of capillaries other than the blood capillaries inside the body. Tissue fluid, like blood circulatory system is having blood vessels, lymphatic system is having lymphatic vessels. That's the idea. Blood circulatory system flows blood. Again, in lymphatic system, what flows is the lymph. Tissue fluid that enters into lymphatic capillaries as plasma diffuses into tissues through the capillary walls are known as lymph. Look at the relationship. Blood capillaries transport blood through cells in the tissues. Blood capillary cell walls are very thin, but only WBC and blood plasma can move through the capillary wall. Underline. Blood capillary cell walls are very thin. Only WBC and blood plasma can move through the capillary wall. Okay. So the tissue fluid mainly contains WBC and blood plasma. RBC and some plasma proteins cannot move through the capillary wall. Underline. RBC and some plasma proteins cannot move through. That is why they are not allowed to be enter into the tissue fluid. This fluid moved to tissues is the tissue fluid. Materials exchange within the body cells and the blood occurs through the tissue fluid. I told you, like I'm keeping in the table and you are taking out. So that is the tissue fluid. That is between the intercellular spaces. So whatever I'm giving, whatever the blood gives out is the tissue fluid. From the tissue fluid in the intercellular spaces, whatever is important will be taken to the tissue. Will be taken to the tissues. Okay. Right. So you see, tissue fluid is absorbed back to capillaries while 1/10 of it remains within the intercellular space. So whatever you are giving out, it is what forming the tissue fluid. Out of that 90% will be taken back, only 10% will be remaining. That 10% will also be moving along the lymphatic vessel. Now after that, is it empty? No, it is not empty. Why? It is like an open tap, continuously down. Continuously down. From the continuous flow, whatever is taken, 90% will be returned. Okay? And keeps absorbing, keeps releasing some and reabsorbing some. So it's continuously happening as a flow, it continuously takes place, right? So this remaining tissue fluid connects with the blood circulatory system through a special circulatory system which is called the lymphatic system. Via the lymphatic system, it will be connecting to the blood circulatory system. Accordingly, lymphatic system consists of lacteals, underline, lymph capillaries and lymph nodes. What do they mainly have? Lacteals, lymph capillaries and lymph vessels, lymph nodes. The tissue fluid flowing in the lymphatic is called lymph. Underline that. The tissue fluid flowing in the lymphatic system, okay, lymphatic system or lymphatic vessel. The tissue fluid flowing in the lymphatic vessel is called lymph. So these are the highlighted points, okay. Now how is this lymph flowing? Because of the muscle contraction, when the muscles are contracted, there's a pressure given. By the pressure only, the lymph is flowing down. So, lymph is flowing due to pressure caused by muscles around the lymph vessels. All the lymph vessels in the body form two major lymph vessels. What are they? Thoracic duct, it is emptying into left subclavian vein. Repeat the word. Thoracic duct, it is combining and emptying the liquid into left subclavian vein. Right side, right lymphatic duct you got. Right lymphatic duct is retaining, it is emptying the liquid into right subclavian vein. And at last, lymph empties into venous circulation, it's adding to the veins. At the junction of internal jugular vein at the junction is called and subclavian vein. So that like that, right lymphatic duct into right subclavian vein, thoracic duct into left subclavian vein in that way. So this is how the lymphatic system works. And what are the advantages, the functions of the lymphatic system? So you see, main function of lymphatic system is destruction of infectious organisms like bacteria. Mainly it is destroying the microorganisms. Microorganisms. Who are actually doing that? WBCs. And WBC in lymph nodes destroy them by phagocytosis. By phagocytosis that is being happened. Either they come closer and they kill them destroyed, okay, they kill them swallowing, or else they are sending missiles, they are sending the weapons, antibodies we name, and they kill them. They kill them. Then these lymph nodes become more active and swollen. Then these lymph nodes become more active and swollen. These swollen lymph nodes are known as Kuddati. Kuddati. Underline that. Swollen lymph nodes are called MCQs like structure is a question that comes. White blood cells can't destroy viruses, and that is why during viral infections, WBC count goes down. Our body find out a solution to fight against it. Yeah. And that is why it takes time. If it fails, we become weak and sometimes maybe leading towards death. Medicines are, I spoke about that earlier, medicines are not given to kill the viruses, but to treat the body to make it active against the symptoms to recover quickly. Because if we are active, if we are returning to healthy, then our body quickly find out a prescription to fight against, right? And underline that the swollen lymph nodes are known as Kuddati this place. And write within bracket, Bubo. B-U-B-O. 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 Don't ask anyone what it is. They don't know because that is not there in the textbook. Okay. But that comes. The swollen lymph nodes. Another word we are using in questions it will be taken. Yeah. If it is swollen because of microbial infections, that is called bubo. Lymph in the thoracic region drains into subclavian vein and added to the blood. Please read. Lymph moves towards thoracic region through the lymphatic system. The pressure needed to flow. Just read them. Okay. We already discussed. Okay. When it is contracted, it gives the pressure to flow the lymph through the lymphatic vessel. Okay. Actually, the lymphatic system part in this syllabus, it's useless of adding. It's very useless of adding this lymphatic system because a clear idea is not given. A very clear idea is not given in the system about in the syllabus about this lymphatic system. Just to learn as the name, the lymphatic system, and to learn it as a subcircular system, only this lesson is added. It's totally a waste because even a question cannot be built up actually. If it is to be built up out of what you are learning only, it has to be. So otherwise, MCQs can be. What is lymph? What is lymphatic vessel? So and so. And can you remember lacteals? Lacteals, where did we learn? Lacteals. Try to recall. No. Lacteals. Small, yes. Small intestine, where? Yes. Bit louder, please. Volume up. Where do you live? Lacteals. Small intestine. Villi was there, can you remember? Villi. Finger-like projections are there. In those villi, can you remember the structure was there? Above this only the villi is moving on, right? Okay. So the blood vessels were moving around, right? The blood capillaries were moving around. Blood capillaries are absorbing all the digested products except two, fatty acids and glycerol. These fatty acids and glycerol are absorbed to lacteals. Fatty acid and glycerol are absorbed to lacteals. So this lacteal is also connected to lymphatic system. So you can see some parts where we can find these lymph nodes. Groin, axilla, tonsils. So these are some places in our body where they are found. So clear the part about the lymphatic system. Is it totally clear about lymphatic system? Fine. Any questions? Only 3 topics are there. We'll finish it up. Diseases related to circulatory system. You took a long break, right? इसका मेरा क्लास I'll give it right. We do it. Ajmal, what is that glucose converting into glycogen? What is that for?